All right, good morning, everyone. I'm going to call to order the Code Enforcement Magistrate hearing for Martin County for July 16th, 2025 at 9 a.m. If you'll please rise, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, please be seated. If you have a copy of the docket, we're going to go a little bit out of order, but not too much. We've got some folks here for cases. We're going to take those first. And the first one is the Mariner Village Property Owners Owners, Inc. It's case number GMD 2025-050295. And Ms. Elder, you want to make your appearance? You're on behalf of the county.
Correct. Elise Elder on behalf of the county.
Okay, and let's see, are both of you going to testify, Mr. Mitchell?
Very potentially, yes.
Okay, so if you'll both raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, and somebody's here on behalf of Mariner Village?
Koch is here on behalf of Mariner Village. Edward Koch.
Okay. All right, Mr. Koch, you can actually either come up to the podium and watch on that monitor, or you can watch above you. This is a stipulation, so presumably everything is ready to go, but let's hear what the county's got to say. They're going to make a little presentation first, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we did enter into a stipulation agreement. My name is Jerry Mitchell. I've been sworn in. I am a site compliance officer for Martin County. The respondent, Mariner Village Property Owners Incorporated, is the case. And here on behalf of Mariner Village Property Owners Incorporated is the board director, Edward Koch. This case concerns the four properties located at 5014 Southeast Mariner Village Lane, Stewart, in Martin County, Florida. According to the official records of the property appraisers of Martin County, the property owner is Mariner Village Property Owners Incorporated. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership for each parcel is marked as County Exhibits 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is the first one. Do I need to enlarge that for you, sir? Oops, I'm
No,
not-
actually, I've got it
Okay.
on another screen, so I can look at it independently, but
That parcel ID number encompasses the preserve areas and the wetland areas on the property. County Exhibit 2 is the recreation area owned by the Property Owners Association, or Mariner Village Incorporated. 3, this is regarding the street trees within the community. And Exhibit 4, property appraiser's record of ownership, is for the lakes within the community.
okay.
On October 19, 1990, the property received an approved Plan Unit Development Zoning Agreement, PUD, and a Preserve Area Management Plan, PAMP, with the development order issued for Mariner Village. The PUD agreement established an overall landscape plan for the property to include the protection of street trees. The PAMP established the protection of preserve areas which are to be left undisturbed and maintained free of exotic vegetation, as well as established plantings within and around the lakes. The Mariner Village site plan depicting these areas is marked as County Exhibit 5. So here the exhibit provides for 15.27 acres of protected wetlands, which is depicted in green, and 35.2 acres of protected native upland habitat, and that's depicted in tan. The two lakes comprise of 14.5 acres, and they are depicted in blue.
Okay.
The approved landscape plan is marked as County's Exhibit 6. The landscape plan provides for the location of the perimeter, thank you, Darrell, perimeter landscape buffers and street trees to be planted within the right-of-way of the development. What we're going to point out here is where, just in the top right, left-hand corner here, I'll zoom in so we can see it, and we're looking at the street trees are to be planted within the right-of-way between the sidewalks and the edge of the road. So we're kind of calling that out. But overall, this is the landscape plan that was approved for the development in 1990.
Okay.
Okay. The Environmental Division of the Growth Management Department staff performed an initial site inspection on April 3rd, 2019, and performed several subsequent inspections over the past 6 years. The inspections found that the protected street trees had been removed, that the preserve areas were not being maintained free of exotic vegetation, that prohibited mowing activities were occurring within the preserve areas behind some of the properties, and failure to maintain the plantings within and around the lakes.
What are the prohibited mowing activities?
Some of the homeowners along some of the areas their backyard, they kind of extended it by mowing into that,
So they were encroaching into the
approaching
preserve.
into the preserve area in this particular.
Got it.
It's the upland preserve areas in this particular case. Staff has been working with Mariner Village Property Owners Incorporated Board to resolve these issues. On May 21, 2025, a meeting was held with Mr. Edward Koch to discuss a path forward to bring the property into compliance. At that time, Mr. Koch said that the board was amenable to entering into a stipulation agreement with the county to bring the site into compliance. Based upon the investigation and discussion with Mr. Koch, in lieu of a notice of violation, a stipulation was sent to Mr. Koch on behalf of Mariner Village Property Owners Incorporated for their review. In the stipulation agreement, I cited the following Martin County Code violations. It's going to be Section 10.14G, failure to comply with the conditions of an approved development order, land development regulations, and also Section 4.7, violations, restoration, and set-asides, correction hearings, land development regulations, Martin County Code. On June 12, 2025, I hand-delivered a notice of hearing to Nicole Riviere, Community Association Manager for Mariner Village Property Owners Incorporated, for the July 16, 2025 hearing. An affidavit of hand delivery was executed. The notice of hearing is marked as County Exhibit 7, and affidavit of hand delivery is marked as County Exhibit 8. So here I issued it on, like I said, June 10th. And it's and then here's the affidavit delivered. On July 3rd, 2025, Mariner Village Property Owners Incorporated did agree to enter into a stipulation agreement. The stipulation was signed by legal representatives of the Mariner Village Property Owners Incorporated, and the agreed administrative cost of $575 was paid today prior to today's hearing. I requested all the county exhibits be received into evidence. Based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent, Mariner Village Property Owners Incorporated, be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by the specific compliance deadlines outlined in the stipulation agreement. And if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in amount of $500 for every day the violation continues thereafter. At this time, that concludes my testimony.
All right. Mr. Koch, if you will raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
Yep.
All right. And your full name and your address.
Edward J. Koch Jr., 4895 Southeast Mariner Village Lane.
Okay. And what's your affiliation with the association?
I've lived there for 21 years, and I've been a director about 12 of those 21 years.
And are you authorized to discuss this case with us today?
Absolutely. There was a motion at our last meeting that I'll be the liaison between the county and our attorney going forward.
Okay. And your attorney is not present today? Okay.
But she has reviewed everything.
All right. And I'm sorry, who is that?
Deborah Ross.
Okay. And Ms. Ross has reviewed the stipulation. Okay. All right. You all are satisfied with the stipulation, I'm presuming, because I see signatures by Sherry Moore, who is president, and Norman Cohen, who is the corporate secretary.
Where it was a unanimous vote.
Okay. And Mr. Mitchell, I see your signature on behalf of the county. All right, Ms. Elder, anything you
I was
wanna-
just going to add that we negotiated the stipulation with their attorney, Deborah Ross, but you just got that covered, so
Okay,
I'm good.
great. Okay, good. Thank you. All right, so I have reviewed it. I did that quickly before you all came up. And it looks like it's a long-term fix. It's got you going from the first trigger time, looks like it's January 30th, 2026, and then after that, it's all the way out to January 30th, 2032. So each year, you're going to have some sort of review and inspection and reports submitted, and so there are things that you all will have to pay attention to for a long period of time.
Our goal is to have this completed within 2 years.
Okay. But even so, you still have monitoring reports that will be due after that, so, okay, all right. All right, as long as you understand that, and I understand that the costs in this case have been paid to the county in the amount of $575, okay. All right. So I'm going to find that it is appropriate to enter an agreed order approving the stipulation, and I will order that you all abide by the stipulation, failing which there will be a fine in the amount of $500 a day, which is steep, but it looks like this has been going for a long time, so.
It's actually going to be $1,500 a day.
Yeah, because there's,
There's 3 of them.
okay, so even so, that's, yeah, it's, okay, all right. So it's so ordered.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we'll get a copy of this agreed order out to you, okay? All right, let's see. Our second case is the Barghouti case. It's Shahir Barghouti, and it's, hi, good morning. And it's ENF 2025-040310. And it's permitting violation is alleged. And Ms. Switzer is going to testify. You're going to testify too, sir, right? All right, good. So if you'll both raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And you can watch on that monitor, and then after we hear from the county, we'll see where we go with the case, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Whenever you're ready, Ms. Switzer.
My name is Kelly Switzer, and I've been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, Shahir Gabokdi, is present. This case concerns a property at 8379 Southeast Wyndham Street in Hobe Sound, Florida, 33455, also known as 11150 Southeast Federal Highway, Hobe Sound, Florida, 33455. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owner is Shahir Barghouti. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1. On April 7th, 2025, an expired permit letter was emailed to Shahir Barghouti. A copy of the letter sent to the applicants are marked as County's Exhibits 2 and 3. So this is the first one. And the second one. On April 11th, I inspected the property and found that all the work was completed without an approved building permit. At the time, I photographed the property, and the photograph accurately shows what I saw then and is marked as County's Exhibit 4 and 5. So there's the stucco work on one of the permits. And then there's a shed, there's a shed in the back. And then this is just another view of the whole property in the back.
All right, so let's see, we're looking at,
Stucco in the front of the home,
okay,
and then the shed in the rear of the property. That is behind the commercial business.
5, okay. Okay,
On Exhibit 6 is the aerial of the parcel showing the shed installed as well.
can you just run your cursor over that shed?
Sure, it's right here.
Okay. Yeah, if you'll turn that off, sir, that would be
It
great.
is off, I'm sorry.
Okay. Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to Shahar Barghouti on April 28, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 7. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violations: Section 105.1, Florida Building Code permits when required, incorporated by Section 21.1, General Ordinances, Martin County Code, for the expired applications for the stucco work on the home and the shed installed on the commercial property, both completed without an approved building permit. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until May 26, 2025 to correct the violation and was informed the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. On May 27, 2025, I checked the permit status. The permit applications remained expired. Since compliance was not achieved, a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on May 30th, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 8. The return receipt was not received, so I posted, on June 25th, 2025, I posted the property and at the Martin County Administrative Building. The photo of the posting and the affidavit of posting are marked as County's Exhibits 9 and 10. There's my posting, my affidavit. A stipulation of agreement was offered to the respondent to allow more time to correct the issues that were preventing his permits from being issued. The owner refused to sign the stipulation. Therefore, I checked the permit status again on July 15th, 2025, and saw the permit applications were still not issued. A screenshot of the permit status is marked as County's Exhibit 11. At the time, I also went to the property, and all completed work was still on site. My follow-up photos are marked as County's Exhibits 12 and 13. There's the home. And that's the shed, still installed. I request that all of County's exhibits be returned into evidence, and based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent, Shahar Barghouti, be ordered to comply with the cited provisions with the Martin County Code by August 29, 2025, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 for every day the violation continues thereafter. The county has incurred a cost of an amount of $575 conducting this investigation, and request that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing. This concludes my testimony.
Okay. I'm going to find that there is a prima facie case, so we are going to continue. You've been sworn in, Mr. Barghouti. Let me just get your full name and your address.
Name is Shahar Barghouti. My address is 661 Zebrina Senda in Jensen Beach, Florida.
Okay. And what do you have to tell me?
This thing wasn't done intentionally. I stuck a whole building in Stewart. They never asked me for a permit. They gave me $10,000 towards stuck in the plaza in Stewart. We stuck with a wall. All of a sudden, you need a permit in Martin County. Unfortunately, I was in Johns Hopkins from the 7th of February for a major surgery for my daughter. So it put me behind. My daughter's still there too, I'm in Tampa area. So, I tried to reach her a couple of times on the phone to see she wants me to remove the stucco and apply for a permit, or what is the issue. She never returned my call. And now, all I need from you, Your Honor, is more time. We are applying for the permits through, in the beginning, they told the tenant for the shed, you need to file, you get a permit for the shed. My tenant put the shed there, it wasn't me. And when Ms. Bush was handling the issue, she asked him to, the owner has to do it. So I went down and did it, and all of a sudden they wanted a contractor to do it because it's a combo.
You had a contract.
Now I have a contractor, Mr. Jeff Walsh, is trying to get the permit for both of them.
Okay.
So he's been working on it for the past couple of days with them, and we are going to get the permits, and we are going to get it done. All I need is just more time, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. I get that. Actually, what Ms. Switzer said was that they had offered you a stipulation. You could have saved yourself a couple $100 and some grief. Maybe the time wasn't right for that. I don't know how you negotiated that, but that's water over the dam. Based upon your testimony, unless you've got something else you need to tell me.
I was in Tampa area for 3 months for
Okay.
major surgery for my daughter, a brain surgery in Johns Hopkins. I was in Johns Hopkins for 2 weeks,
Well-
and 3 weeks in Tampa General Hospital. I mean, I wanted three of me to do what I do, you know?
Yeah, I know, and I understand that family comes first, but unfortunately, the way the code is written, you still have to take care of if you needed a permit, you needed a permit.
Your Honor, I gave it to Jeff Walsh a while back.
Okay.
But the girl was on administrative leave, and she's the one who pulled all the permits and do all the paperwork, and recently, she just got back 2 weeks ago with him, and she's on it.
Okay, good, good. So hopefully that takes care of it. Let me just see. All right. All right, well, based upon what I'm hearing, it looks to me like there's a violation. So I'm going to, unless you've got any objection, I'm going to accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 13 in this case. And based upon that evidence, your testimony and Ms. Switzer's, I'm going to find that a violation does exist on the property. I'm happy that you're going to cure it. The county has asked for compliance by August 29th.
It'll be done, Your Honor.
Okay, so if that's okay, I'm going to go ahead and approve that date for compliance, failing which, if you don't do it, there'll be a fine in the amount of $100 per day.
No,
Okay, so unfortunately, to bring us all here, there are costs in the amount of $575. Those will have to be paid to the county at the conclusion of the hearing, so. Okay, I'm sorry for the family situation. I hope that resolves itself favorably, and hopefully you get this done.
I will.
The order will come out, and then, but even before that, you may want to get your permits in order and get going.
I know he's in process of doing it. He spoke to everybody.
Okay.
There, you know, so, I mean, Molly spoke to everybody in there from the Jeff Walsh
Yeah.
building.
And I just happen to be a neighbor of his, so I know who he is. He's a good guy, so, okay, very good. All right. Okay, let's see, number 3. Looks like it's going to be the Schaeffler case. It's Kurt H. Schaeffler. Anybody here on behalf of that case? Okay, and it's case ENF 2025-040285. And Ms. Carrasco, you're going to testify. Sir, if you want to remain seated, you're perfectly fine there. If you can see the monitor, that's good. Okay, good. Ms. Carrasco, you'll raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, what have we got?
My name is Deborah Carrasco, and I have been sworn in. I am a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, Kurt H. Schaeffler, is present. The case concerns the property at 3169 Southwest Cornell Avenue, Palm City, Florida, 34990. In Martin County, Florida, this case was not generated from anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser, Martin County property appraiser, the property owner is Kurt H. Schaeffler. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1.
Okay.
On April 8th, 2025, I inspected the property. At that time, I observed overgrown grass and trash was seen as I walked onto the property. The took photographs and left a door tag with the owner. At that time, I did photograph the property. The photographs accurately show what I saw then and are marked as County's Exhibits 2 through 7. That's me leaving him the notice. The grass. Some of the items in the driveway. On May 7th, 2025, compliance was achieved for the grass. This is marked as County's Exhibits 8 and 9.
Okay.
So the grass was cut, so I took that off. However, Mr. Schaeffler then told me that he was not ready for inspection and did not want me on his property. So based on the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to Mr. Schaeffler on May 8th, marked as County's Exhibit 10. Sorry. In the notice, I cited the following Martin Code violations: Section 27.201B, nuisance declared trash, etc., general ordinances, Martin County Code. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until May 22nd, 2025, to correct the violation and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code enforcement upon doing so. Compliance was not achieved, and a notice of violation was issued by certified mail on May 30th and is marked as County's Exhibit 11.
Okay.
The return receipt was not received, and on July 2nd, I posted the property in the Martin County Admin Building. Affidavit post is marked as County's Exhibit 12, and the posting of the property is marked as County's Exhibit 13. So there's 12, the affidavit, and 13, where I posted this property. No call or letter was received from the owner within the allowed time. I did reach out to Mr. Schaeffler by telephone and tried to get a date I could come by to inspect the property. He had previously told me I was not allowed on the property. I have tried several times to call, or if I see him, I'd stop by the property and ask him if he was ready for me to take photos. And each time, I was met with him not wanting me to come onto his property. Therefore, I did call him again on yesterday, but I did not receive an answer and no return call. I was unable to take any photographs of the property the day before photos like we usually do. I request that all of the county's exhibits be received into evidence. Based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent, Kurt H. Schaeffler, be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of Martin County Code by August 29th, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 for every day thereafter. The county has incurred a cost in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation, and requests that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing.
Okay. Mr. Schaeffler, come on up to the podium, if you will. If you'll raise your right hand.
Before I raise my right hand and swear, can you explain to me what the penalties are for telling half-truths or lying?
If you want to testify,
For the law, correct?
raise your right hand.
Can you explain to me?
No, wait a minute. I understand. This is the courtroom that I'm running, not you. And so you listen, and then we'll deal with whatever it is you want to tell me, okay? Or ask me.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Absolutely.
And your name
My name is Kurt Harry Schaeffler,
and your address.
3169 Southwest Cornell Avenue, Palm City, Florida, 34990.
Okay. Now, question.
What are the penalties for if I were to twist the truth?
Well, I'm going to look at the county attorney, but it seems to me that if you were to perjure yourself, there are statutory penalties for perjury. Sworn testimony given in a court or an official proceeding has certain penalties. I don't know them off the top of my head, but that's not maybe the issue, is it?
I'm just trying to get it on the record.
Okay, and Mr. Schaeffler?
Who else is in attendance here? I see Mr. Toohey.
Yes, we have Mr.
Who are you?
Toohey.
What is your name, if you don't mind?
Would you like to get a list of everyone who happens to be in the room?
Yes, please.
No. No, there are members of the public, there are members here for other cases.
Okay, how about this gentleman's?
You have my name, you know Ms. Carrasco, you know Mr. Tui. And
I would object, Your Honor. If someone is going to testify, they'll put their name on a record, name
they
and
will,
position.
they will indeed.
Curious to understand. I've never been in a situation like this before, so I'm trying to understand
Okay.
what's going on
Well,
here.
I'm going to help you through it.
Okay, I appreciate that.
I'm really going to help you through it the best I possibly can, but it means for you to be respectful of the process and of the people that are working here.
I apologize if I suffer from anxiety and I get stage fright. Right now,
Okay.
I'm very,
No reason to be,
Nervous.
no reason to be nervous. This is a very relatively simple process. What you're being accused of is not taking care of your property by allowing it to have various bits of trash and things stored outside that don't belong out there. The issue about the tall grass and the overgrowth has been taken care of, thank you very much, but still have the trash on the property. And so that's observable from off your property on the street, apparently, and I've seen enough of the evidence.
I'm sorry, I'm also a little hard of hearing. Can you repeat? You said something about on the property and,
Yes. What I said was that you have asked Ms. Carrasco basically not to come on your property, but these violations are observable even off the property from the street. Doesn't much matter one way or the other, they have been observed, and you haven't called for reinspection of the property, which is potentially a problem for you, because if I find you guilty of the violation, which right now I have no reason not to, the penalty will be complying within a time certain, and thereafter, there will be a fine in the amount of, looks like about $100 per day.
okay?
So I'm going to ask you, is there any reason why you can't remove the trash and debris and outside storage things that don't belong out there to take care of your own property?
It is quite a task to undertake in my current situation. But before we get to that, can I see the photograph, the exhibit? I don't have the number here that showed why she was there in the first place.
Sure.
Your Honor, before we look at any exhibits, I would ask they be entered into evidence.
All right, any objection to any of these exhibits? I mean, you saw them presumably going through. If you want to talk about them, it's better to have them all entered into evidence, so I'm going to say without,
Can we flip through them again so I can see the one that I want to understand?
that you don't understand?
Well, they went through pretty quick. She was reading
Okay.
her prescripted.
All right. So I'm fine with that. Let's actually look at those photos again. It looks like from 3 till about 8 or 9. So we've got, there's tall grass. I can see that.
Okay.
More tall grass and weeds. 5 shows some items outside stored, and 6 shows a whole bunch of things out there.
Sure. I have a lot of stuff. As Martin County Code Enforcement Deborah Carrasco has stated to me when she was found on my driveway
Incidentally, there's,
out of violation, she said, "You got a lot going on here."
yeah, well,
And I do,
yes, you do.
absolutely.
Yeah, and.
I wanna know-
And there's nothing wrong with her coming on your property, incidentally. I mean, she's an officer of the county. She has that responsibility to be able to contact you and and come onto your property. So,
What I want to understand, though, is why she picked on me in the first place. I asked her specifically who reported me, and she pointed to her heart, and she says, "This is me, this is all me."
yeah,
And she also testified that there was no anonymous complaint.
that's correct.
Okay.
That's
So-
exactly right.
I understand here that the Martin County Code, and what was the date that you posted my property?
Your Honor, once again, I would object. If we're going to discuss these, they need to be entered into evidence. Can we ask for an answer from the respondent?
So the question is, any objection to any of the exhibits? Looks like we went through the photos. They're just photos that were
The
taken.
Photos are factual
Okay.
photos on that time and date.
All right, so unless there's an objection, which I didn't hear, I'm going to accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 13 in this case. Now, any more questions regarding you want to look at the Exhibit 2? Is that correct?
No, I think you
I've
said
seen it already, sir.
this one.
So here is what I was given.
Okay. Need to turn on the TV on the table so we can all see it.
I don't know if I turn it sideways.
There we go. No, that's sideways. I can't see it. There we go.
Okay.
All
So
right.
if we go back to that picture of the tall grass. Well, let me,
This is
so
no
this has
longer-
my address up top here.
Okay.
This was written on 4/7
Okay.
Let it go away.
with no time. Oh,
No.
turn that back on.
There we go. It went back.
Not in control of that.
Okay. So I heard a car door slam, and I looked out and I saw a county truck. I expected and looked at it and I said, "Oh, they're reading the meter." And then I said, "Hey, wait a minute, I just received the water bill." So I got dressed and I went outside and I found Martin County Code Enforcement Inspector Carrasco on my driveway, and she was bent over and she was writing, and I presume she was writing, I'm gone again. She was writing this extra, remove trash items from driveway. You can see here it was highlighted for weeds, and trash and debris was added.
Okay. And what's the point?
My point is why was she on my driveway in the first place? She
I-
was posting this. She entered into my private domain that is out of sight of the roadway.
Does the driveway not connect to the road?
It does connect to the road. If you go back to where I can produce my own photographs. So that's my property. Also my property. So my point being is that my mess was obscured from the public view. And then I have Martin County Code that discusses about the high weeds.
Objection, your weeds
And
are
it's-
irrelevant at this point.
Well, the relevance is that the Martin County Codes, it says weeds over.
Please address your comments to the court.
Martin County Code says that weeds over 18 inches, or actually, no, it says weeds over 12 inches. And I don't see any weeds that are over 12 inches on that property in those pictures that she submitted.
Actually, today, that's not relevant because you've taken care of the issue. You've mowed the lawn and you're good.
But my point, I don't know about that. She had no right to post me, and therefore she had no right to come up onto my property to view the mess in my carport that is out of sight from the public. Do we know what the dimensions of a cinder block are?
Objection, relevance.
They're 8-inch by 8-inch by 8-inch by 8-inch by 16 inches.
And what is the relevance?
The relevance is here are some photographs that I've taken with cinder blocks placed about my yard. And none of those weeds that she showed I used those as a reference. She doesn't have a picture of weeds that are taller than 12 inches. Therefore, she had no right to cite me in the first place. I propose is that either she had a directive from somebody to go look at that guy's house, or she's just fishing for some explanation to get onto my property. If we come back here, and if you look at your pictures, they were taken on the 8th. This was written on the 7th. And so it was almost like this was prepared maybe at her desk from an anonymous complaint, and then it was brought out to my property on the 8th. I found a woman on my driveway, anonymous, 428. She said that she was,
Okay. All right.
I say that it's not a clean bust. It's almost like there's something else going on here. This was April. This is the water, this is the rain for the last 4 or 5 months.
Relevance, Your Honor, objection.
How could the weeds
Yeah.
be growing if it's not raining? So my yard was not necessarily overgrown beyond the 12 inches.
Okay, but that's not, I mean, look, it's observable. If you look at Exhibit 3, Exhibit 4, I mean, I can see it. Exhibit 4, it's pretty clear.
That's Exhibit 4? No.
Yeah.
Those
Exhibit
aren't
3 and
over 12
Exhibit 4.
inches. They're probably about 6 inches.
Your Honor,
it's in the process-
objection, Your Honor, this is all speculation. The pictures of the cinder blocks are not taken when the weeds were there. They have no relevance unless the weeds were present with the cinder blocks. Other than that, it's all
Yeah, see,
speculation.
it was after
If
you
I had
mowed.
cinder
so-
blocks on my yard, I would definitely have
All right.
enforcement barking at my heels.
I think I've heard enough. I think I've seen enough. Unless you've got something new to present, I'm going to find that violation does exist on the property.
I do want to make a statement that Supreme Court had ruled that a man has a reasonable expectation of privacy in the curtilage of his home. And the curtilage was defined as a place where a Girl Scout might come up to sell you cookies, but if you didn't answer the door, she would know to leave that position. I feel like Martin County Code Enforcement Inspector Deborah Carrasco violated my Fourth Amendment rights by using this overgrown grass, which was not over the 12-inch limit, to come onto my property to post this because she was looking to see, because she suspected that there was more going on under there, and she found it. I don't think that this was a clean bust.
Okay, I don't see evidence of any of that, but,
Your Honor, if I just might address the point respondent brings up about the Fourth Amendment. The case respondent refers to specifically has to do with the the right of a person, either a private person or a government agent, to enter onto a property through a defined path to the front door.
Yeah.
Through the curtilage, as furthermore specifically holds that anything observed during that is not protected by the Fourth Amendment because it's in plain view.
Yeah, I don't know that we really need to have a constitutional argument here. The case is fairly simple, and Mr. Schaeffler, you've tried to make it confusing and obtuse, but the result is nonetheless that the trash and debris still needs to be cleaned up on your property. And so I'm going to, based upon the evidence, the exhibits 1 through 13 that are in evidence, your testimony, Mr. Schaeffler, and Ms. Carrasco's, I'm going to find that a violation as charged does exist on the property. I'm going to order you to comply by August 29th, 2025, failing which a fine in the amount of $100 per day will accrue. And I'm going to further award costs to the county in the amount of $575 to be paid at the conclusion of this hearing. So I think it's much simpler than you've made it, and you just need to take care of your property, and it is so ordered.
What is the $575? Can I have an accounting of that investigative fees? Because on, I think it was December 13th or 16th, this court awarded $575 in a case where they used a helicopter to fly over a piece of property. And I know the cost of operating a helicopter. So how is it that my investigative fees are just as high as a helicopter fee?
It is proportional, and I have looked at those costs in the past, not for a while, but in my mind, it was justified based on the universe of investigations performed by the county, so.
Code enforcement inspector said that she tried to contact me yesterday and I didn't answer. I have no record of any phone call coming in.
Okay, I don't know what to tell you, but I do know we're done here, and I wish you well, and I hope you are able to take care of your property in the future. Okay?
I have no money to pay this fine.
I'm sorry, sir. The case is over. I've executed the order. It's now up to you to comply. Okay? That's it. Next case. And I don't think I've got another one numbered. We're going to go up to the top of the docket. It's Medalist Homes LLC. Ms. Carrasco, that's also your case. It's ENF 2025-030350. And it's also a trash and weed case. Okay, whenever you're ready.
My name is Deborah Carrasco, and I have been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Morton County. The respondent is Jeremy Lemaster. Is present? Is not present?
Is that Medalist Homes?
Yes.
Is anybody here? You are here on behalf of Medalist Homes. Okay, good.
Is
All right.
present. Case concerns the property at 835 Southeast Highland Avenue in Stuart, Florida, Martin County, Florida. The case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser, Martin County, the property owner is Jeremy Lemaster. The copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1. On March 7th, I inspected the property. At that time, I observed the trash in the lot, abandoned trailers. At that time, I photographed the property. The photographs accurately show what I saw then and are marked as County's Exhibits 2 and 3. Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to Jeremy Lemaster on April 1st, 2025, marked as County's Exhibit 4. In the notice, I cited the following code violations. Section 67.201B, nuisance declared trash. General ordinances of Martin County Code. Was that, okay, well, I'm sorry. So, excuse me, Exhibit 5 was the notice of violation. In the notice, the respondent was given till April 8th to correct the violations and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. Shortly after that, on April 11th, I did issue an amended notice of violation to include Section 67.201A, nuisance declared weeds, undergrowth, general ordinances of Martin County Code. The amended notice violation, excuse me, is Exhibit 8. I'm not sure what happened here.
Okay.
Okay, well, I don't
The
have,
amended 8, Exhibit 8
is the
is the
notice.
notice, and I see 67201A and B.
Okay,
Okay?
well, not sure what happened there.
And then we're up to Exhibit 9, which is the amended notice of hearing. And that's for today's hearing.
Yes. There's the amended notice of violation.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, goodness. Let's see. I had a compliance date of April 25th, 2025. Again, the respondent was informed the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement. A reinspection wasn't done on 4/9/25.
Okay.
Those pictures,
That's,
unfortunately, my exhibits are all messed up.
okay, sorry. But your script is there?
Yes, sir.
The exhibits actually are in pretty good order on the PDF that I've got. So I'm looking at 6 and 7 are photos,
Correct.
and I see
Inspect.
the high weeds and some, the boat and some other things around with, the boat looks like it's got a whole bunch of things stored on it. Exhibit 8 is your amended notice of violation. Exhibit 9 is the amended notice of hearing for today's hearing. So
Yes, sir.
we're up to
Exhibit 10.
that point.
Compliance was not achieved, and I posted both the property and the Martin County Admin Building. I have them marked as Exhibits 9 and 10.
Okay, and it's actually, looks
So-
like 10 and 11.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's
Okay.
affidavit of post.
Mhm.
No call or letter was received from the property owner. Within the time allowed, I did get a call from the tenant, but the property was not in compliance. Therefore, I did go to the property on yesterday, July 15th, and saw that the cited violations had not been corrected. I know that there was conversation between Mr. Lemaster and people in the office.
Okay.
So at that time, I photographed the property, and this is what I saw on yesterday.
And that's 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay. Yeah, and I see all of those. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So I request all the exhibits be received into evidence based upon the testimony and the evidence. I request that the respondent, Jeremy Lemaster, be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by August 29th, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 for every day thereafter that the violation continues. The county has incurred a cost in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation, and request that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing.
Okay. Hey, we made it through. I know, when it gets out of sequence, it's tough.
I apologize.
All right. Someone's here on behalf of Medalist Homes LLC? All right. And if you come up to the podium, sir, if you raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do. Jeremy Lemaster, Medalist Homes.
Okay, and who is this gentleman?
Morning, sir. My name is Barry Rhodes.
All right, and are you the tenant?
Yes, I'm the tenant.
Oh, okay. If you raise your right hand, I didn't swear you in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so Mr. Lemaster, Mr. Rhodes, whoever's going to talk first.
Speak first. I'm going to address the issue of the trailer with the, I won't call it debris, with things on it.
Okay?
I had a back surgery here a while back, and I've had some health issues, but I'm not going to use that for an excuse. When the county came out, I had some stuff on the ground on sheets of plywood. They asked me to get it off the ground. And I spoke with the county, and they said, quote, as long as it's up on a trailer or in a trailer, I don't have a problem with that. It's just the debris laying on the ground. And I believe you look in the picture there, you'll see one black box at the corner of the pontoon boat, and that's
We're
what I
looking at
use.
Exhibit 6.
Okay, yes, sir.
Let's look at that.
Oh, this is a tree, or this is a vacant lot. Okay,
Is that the one?
yes, sir, you'll see a piece of aluminum. That's the guard, that's the rail that goes around the pontoon boat.
Okay, yep, I
When
can,
that picture was taken, you'll see the rails are on the, I just hadn't set it up there yet. But
Okay.
you won't find any debris on the ground. I put it up on the trailer like I was told, to do. And then you'll see a little,
what about all the stuff that's in the background where the other trailer and the
the
shed
one,
is? in
the one
back?
is an RV, titled in my name, so there's no, in other words, it's not debris, it's an RV. The white trailer with the red band around it
Yes,
is the trailer I was putting other belongings in.
okay.
And
But
what
what
I've
about
got,
all the other stuff that's just sitting there on the grass? The
you'll see
ladder
those,
and the-
you'll see those are black boxes.
Yeah.
And they were going over to, you see a black box in the corner of the pontoon boat. They were in the process of being transferred over to take off the ground. In other words, I was following the rules of the county and putting it up off the ground. She said, as long as I kept it mobile, it would be all right, quote. Says, it look pretty at this time? No, it doesn't, sir, but it's all up on the trailer now, and it doesn't look like this. This was April 9th. So I did follow the rules.
All right, let me just see. I don't think we've got a,
In other words, that's not how it looks at this given time.
all right. And we don't have a later photo of the boat, but, because I'm looking at 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, let me just ask both of you. The county's presented exhibits 1 through 15. A lot of them seem probative. Unless there's an objection, I'm going to enter those into evidence. Are we good?
Some of them are good. We're not here to argue. The biggest thing is, so he, when we got rid of the trailer park, he was managing the trailer park. And then when we wiped it all out and going to dual development, he's taking care of the property, okay?
Okay.
So,
Wait, before we do that, though,
okay.
I'm going to accept the exhibits 1 through 15 into evidence so we can talk about them and go back and forth and look at them if we need to and accept them for what they are. Okay, so now tell me your story.
Can I say a little bit more to bring it up to his?
Okay, Mr. Rhodes, go ahead.
I came in one day and the sign you notice there on the ground that they stuck in the ground, it had a Post-it on it. It said, "Lot 2 left," quote, L-O-T.
That's for me.
Okay, lot 2 left.
I have two cases. and
So-
both of them are-
I immediately called the code enforcement number, 288, my phone's not on right now, 288 something, left a message, but it's my fault possibly for not going in detail. I didn't leave the case number of the paper or anything, but I said, this is Barry Rhodes, and I just want more information to what needs to be done. I got your sign, your case thing here, but I'd like to have more information so I can give it to Jeremy. And I didn't receive a call back. I'm not putting blame on anybody, but I just didn't receive a call back.
Okay, so you were
I attempted
thinking,
to do what was right.
you were thinking that it may be beyond your responsibility? That it might have
I
been,
wanted to take responsibility,
okay.
but I didn't get a call back, and I didn't follow up on that. Maybe I should have driven there, maybe I should have made it more clear with the case number, because I do have a lot of work to do.
All right.
And
Well,
then I also sent it to the wrong person. I photoshopped it to another lady that does business with Medalist, but I made the mistake not knowing that she was a direct connection. So I did what was right, but at the same time, I failed in the total thing. But Mr. Lemaster would, I'm sure he'd had everything done if he had known it. So I'm the one that dropped the ball, apparently. But I did try the best I could as a layman.
All right, and when I look at the photos, I mean, there looks like there's still stuff around, but by now, you know, between April and today, you may have gotten a good bit of it cleaned up, and by yesterday, I'm looking mostly at vegetation in the exhibits that were from yesterday. It's exhibits 12 through 15. Just looks like tall vegetation.
We have more recent pictures that we took this morning.
Okay.
When I found out about it, I called Rachel. Well, I tried to call everyone, then I finally got a call back from Rachel. She was in a meeting, so, and then her and I discussed it. So I said, oh, I can't get a crew over there today, but I'll do it tomorrow morning. So we brought 6 guys over there, and I did email Rachel pictures, which I can show off my cell phone, or I'd like to just put in the evidence just for, you know, our purposes of just covering it, just to let you know that as soon as I actually knew that what it actually was, we just went ahead and took care of it the following day.
All right, and when you say Rachel, you're talking about Miss Bradley?
Yes, yes.
And so presumably, she's got those
She-
somewhere in her system, but
She's going to come speak.
all right. Miss Bradley, if you raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, so,
He did email me pictures this morning showing the guys are out there. They are in the middle of working and mowing the grass. I can show them to you if you want to see them.
yeah, I think that's probative, because if it's enough, maybe we don't even have to include that.
Maybe. So there's one. And then,
So we had a lovely neighbor cuss me out this morning for us going to clean up and mow the grass.
Making too much noise, were you?
No, actually, she felt it was a need to cuss me out and told me to F and get off her property, which I own the property. So I had to call the sheriff. So this has been a great morning.
so these are the pictures that he did send me this morning showing that they are out there working on
Okay.
cleaning up and mowing.
All right, so that's good. It doesn't look like it's completed yet, so,
It's probably about done right now, honestly, but
Probably.
we're going to go meet after,
okay.
just to make sure that anything that they want done, we'll just take care of.
All right, so based upon your testimony and the evidence, 1 through 15, plus the county's testimony, I'm going to find that violations actually do exist on the property, or did maybe until this morning. But nonetheless, I'm going to order you to comply by August 29th, 2025, failing which there'll be a fine in the amount of $100 per violation per day. Sounds to me like they may just simply be resolved. Hopefully, that's the case. And unfortunately, of course, because of having to come to the hearing, I am going to award cost to the county in the amount of $575 to be paid at the conclusion of this hearing.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
last word. I don't believe the fine is fair. I made a conscious effort to reach out to the county. It'd be no different than 2 attorneys working together if you
Okay, no,
move
there,
forward and they
there-
don't respond.
Mr. Rhodes,
Yes, sir.
just for clarity, there won't be a fine if you're in compliance by the end of August.
Yes, sir, I understand. I'm talking about the $500 for being here. This could have been
well-
corrected without, if they'd have picked up the phone,
Yeah,
this wouldn't have to happen.
unfortunately, there's very little I can usually do there because those costs really do get incurred.
Can we just respectfully request just 48 hours just to, because we tried to address this. and they said they couldn't stop it from coming here, even though we were going to send people in the morning, just so you know.
Well, did you talk about a stipulation?
I did not. He had these conversations with Rachel.
Okay. Mrs. Bradley? Come over here. Any discussion of stipulation?
No, sir.
Okay, because, that's usually available, and I'm looking at,
Your Honor, if I-
Actually, we did. I did put it in an email. I'm sorry.
I think you did mention it. The thing was, they just said that since they had her come and take pictures, and we weren't there yet, it was going to have to move through, but just, go over the stuff with you and just tell you exactly what's going on, so then we
Yeah.
can just get it all taken care of.
Okay.
But, we're just requesting that we just have Rachel just meet me out there after, what she already agreed to do.
let me explain one thing.
Yeah.
After the date set for compliance by the officer, even if you are in compliance, you would be subject to receive what's called, we call it a do not repeat order,
Okay.
which means that there would be no fine, but you're ordered not to repeat it, failing which, then there's a $500 a day repeat violation fine. But even the costs are incurred. So there's really not much argument there.
Is have something on a record for something that we're already there correcting.
Yeah, I get it, but it's like too little, too late. This doesn't hurt you from that standpoint because
We're there.
you're
right
going to
now
bring it in
taking care of
compliance.
When we got the clarification of what actually needed to be taken
Yep.
care of, that Barry unfortunately was supposed to take care of the grass and his debris, but him being a tenant, me as the owner only have so much rights to just rip everything out.
I get it.
So just to clarify.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, but nonetheless, even if it was completed work, if all the weeds and all the trash was gone, I would tell you that you'd be subject to this do not repeat order that would still produce these
County did
fees.
agree
So,
to 48 hours is no problem. They don't disagree with that. They've already said that to me.
I don't,
Your Honor, we would,
Hearing that.
we would object. Respondent's own evidence indicates the violation continued to exist as of the start of today's hearing. So clearly, the costs for the hearing are proper.
yeah, no, I think we're,
We're not.
I think we're done with that.
objecting that there wasn't overgrown grass. We're just objecting that we're there just finishing whatever, like I said, Rachel and I spoke yesterday, about 3 o'clock, Rachel?
Yeah,
Yeah, about 3 o'clock, and then, right now, it's already done. I guarantee it's already done. But, as far as the stuff on the trailer, Rachel did say that it just needs to be on the trailer for him, which she's gonna go just show me right after hearing, whatever it is. And,
okay, if that's the case, then it will be over,
well,
but
we tried, like I said, we were trying to just address it, and then when I got in touch with Barry about the issue and asked him why he didn't take care of his stuff, that's how this all came up, just so you know.
okay.
'Cause I wasn't in, worrying about it because I assumed that he already did what he did with the county.
Your case is not dissimilar from the immediate prior case. It's a matter of timing, and a matter of completeness. And so, I understand what you're saying, but there were points along the way where, from April until today, things could have been achieved and handled differently by yourselves. And so, we find ourselves at this hearing where I've got to adjudicate it. And so that's basically what I've done
I'm
now.
just asking you not to make any ruling until we go out.
I've already done it. Already done it. And so from that standpoint, it's a completed action. I'm going to call the next case, which happens to be yours.
Your Honor, if you could just, one more point on this as far as compliance goes.
Yes.
If we could go back to exhibit number 6.
Oh, okay. I don't know
It's, the county's position, the county had stated that putting the debris on a trailer would constitute compliance. It's the county's position that this boat is not a trailer. So putting all of the debris on top of the boat is our position would not be compliance. If it's inside a trailer, inside a utility trailer, but the boat itself is a boat, it's not a storage trailer.
Your Honor.
I just wanted to make that clear.
I think I understand that. I hope that Mr. Rhodes does as well.
Your Honor.
Well, he had testified that he was placing the objects on top of the boat to achieve compliance, if I understood it correctly.
If you'll notice, the things I put on a boat is what goes on a boat. This is a floating patio. You'll see a charcoal grill, you'll see plastic chairs. So you're not finding debris. It wasn't debris on the ground to start with, it was parts to build the pontoon boat. And everything you see up there, guardrails, chairs, charcoal grill, and I believe that's a battery box.
So it's
which goes on the boat.
boat-related, is
Or
what you...
boat-related, yes.
Okay.
You'll even see a cushion hanging down the side. Doesn't look real nice, it needs to be flipped back up. Those are boat-related.
Yeah, and
To
I
make a
appreciate
profit.
the
Yes,
fact
it's
that,
not debris of any kind.
and I appreciate that was a photo taken in April, and it could be different today, but,
And I also like to say that I like to work with the county through Mr.
Mr. Nick,
Master.
we'll give him
And I said
direction
it.
when we go out on site today. I'm going to meet him out there, so
Okay.
we'll see
all
what we
right.
have going on.
So later today, they're going to be out there anyway,
That's
so...
fine. But
Okay,
I do want to say that I did mention a negative thing about the telephone with the county. But also, I would like to say that I like to stay on good terms with them. I didn't mean to be derogatory in any way. I'd like to work with them and do everything I can.
well, I
It
don't...
wasn't meant personal. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so next case, Mr. Lemaster, don't go away.
Your Honor, we're going to continue that case.
Okay, this is case number ENF 2025-030354, and to the August, okay, that case is being continued to August, what's the hearing?
I believe it's the 20th.
All right, so at the request of the county, that case is being continued to August 20th, Mr. Lemaster? You hear me? Okay, very good, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next case. Ms. Switzer, you're back. This is Louis Christie. Anybody here on behalf of Louis Christie? Seeing no one, the case is case number ENF 2025-020818, and the respondent is Louis B. Christie. And Ms. Switzer, whenever you're ready.
My name is Kelly Switzer, and I've been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, Louis B. Christie, is not present. This case concerns a property at 8464 Southeast Petway Street, Hobe Sound, Florida, 33455. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owner is Louis B. Christie. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1. On February 29, 2025, I inspected the property, and at the time, I observed the property with an inoperable vehicle and missing site address from the home. At the time I photographed the property, the photographs accurately show what I saw then is marked as County's Exhibits 2 and 3. So this is the inoperable vehicle here. And then there's no address on the front of the home. Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to Louis B. Christie on March 17, 2025. The notice of violation is marked as County's Exhibit 4. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violations: Section 91.34A, generally inoperable vehicle, general ordinances, Martin County Code, and Section 4.769, site addressing, land development regulation. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until April 4th to correct the violation and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. A follow-up investigation was conducted on April 24th, 2025. where section 4.769 was now in compliance. However, trash and debris were now observed in the back of the yard. My photos of my follow-up are marked as County's Exhibit 5. So there's some bricks and tarps laying in the backyard.
And let me just see what I see here.
There's some,
I got it.
right in here, there's some building materials of some sort. And then this is like a tarp of some sort.
Okay.
Therefore, an amended notice of violation was issued on April 29, 2025. The notice of the notice of violation is marked as County's Exhibit 6. This is to include the additional code of Section 67.201B, nuisance declared trash, et cetera, General Ordinances, Martin County Code. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until May 19th to correct the violations and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. Compliance was not achieved, and a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on June 7th, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 7. The return receipt was not received, therefore, on July 1st, 2025, I posted the property and at the Martin County Administrative Building. The posting and the affidavit of posting are marked as County's Exhibits 8 and 9. Here's my posting,
Okay.
my affidavit. I received a call from the property owner, and he stated that he removed the inoperable vehicle, and it was explained to him that he needed to still remove the trash from the back of the property. Therefore, I went to the property again on July 15th, 2025, and saw the cited violation had not been corrected. At that time, I photographed the property. The photograph accurately shows what I saw then is marked as County's Exhibit 10. So the inoperable vehicle is now removed,
Gone, yeah.
but the trash is still remaining.
All right, so county is going to move to dismiss the inoperable vehicle charge?
Correct.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I agree. It's dismissed. Okay, so we've got the trash and debris in the back, and I'm looking at over that pile of what looks like trash that's put out for pickup. Is that correct?
Correct. That's the
Okay.
trash in question.
Yeah,
This-
okay.
This in the front is out by the road to get picked up.
All right. Okay.
Okay. I request that all of county's exhibits be received into evidence, and based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent, Louis B. Christie, be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by August 29, 2025, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine of the amount of $100 for every day the violation continues thereafter. The county has incurred a cost in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation, and request that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing. This concludes my testimony.
All right, thank you. Anybody here on behalf of Louis B. Christie? Looking out, seeing no one. Without objection, I'll accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 10 in this case, based upon that evidence. And your testimony, I'll find that a violation of 67201B trash still remains on the property. Order compliance on or before August 29th, 2025, failing which a fine in the amount of $100 per day will accrue. And I'll further award costs in the amount of $575 to be paid to the county at the conclusion of this hearing. And let me just make sure. Yeah, okay, so in your recommended order, you've already removed
Yes.
the vehicle. Okay. All right, very good. So ordered. All right, let's see, the next case, also yours, is Linda Toomey Richards. And anybody here on behalf of that case? It's ENF 2025-03-0001-01. And the respondent is Linda Toomey Richards. Seeing no one. Ms. Switzer, whenever you're ready.
My name is Kelly Switzer, and I've been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, Linda Toomey Richards, is not present. This case concerns a property at 18346 Southeast Birdie Lane in Tequesta, Florida, 33469. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County. The property owner is Linda Toomey Richards. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1.
Okay.
On March 4th, 2025, I inspected the property and found a screen patio partially enclosed with plywood with no approved building permits. At that time, I photographed the property. The photographs accurately show what I saw then and is marked as County's Exhibits 2 and 3. There's plywood up here and some sort of sheathing material. This is just another angle of the patio. And Exhibit 4 is the real estate listing from 2021 that shows what it looked like prior. And there's all windows here now in 2021. Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to Linda Toomey Richards on March 26, 2025. The notice of violation is marked as County's Exhibit 5. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violations: Section 105.1, Florida Building Code, permits when required, incorporated by Section 21.1, General Ordinances, Martin County Code. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until April 25th, 2025 to correct the violation and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. A follow-up inspection was conducted on May 29, 2025 that shows the wall is now covered with stucco. My follow-up picture is County's Exhibit 6. Compliance was not achieved, and a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on June 5th, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 7. The return receipt was not received, therefore, on June 25th, 2025, I posted the property and at the Martin County Administrative Building. The posting and the affidavit of posting are marked as County's Exhibit 8 and 9. There's my posting
Okay.
and my affidavit. No call or letter from the property owner was received within the time allowed, therefore, I went to the property again on July 15th and saw the cited violations had not been corrected. At the time I photographed the property, the photograph accurately shows what I saw then. It is marked as County's Exhibit 10. And it's still stuccoed and in place. A screenshot of the permit history showing no permits on file for the work being completed is marked as County's Exhibit 11. I request that all county's exhibits be returned into evidence, and based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent, Linda Toomey Richards, be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by August 29, 2025, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 for every day the violation continues thereafter. The county has incurred a cost of amount of $575 conducting this investigation, and requests that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing. This concludes my testimony.
Okay, anybody here on behalf of Linda Toomey Richards? Looking out, seeing no one. Without objection, I'll accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 13 1 through 11 in this case. Based upon that evidence, your testimony, I'll find that a violation as charged does exist on the property and order compliance on or before August 29th, 2025, failing which a fine in the amount of $100 per day will accrue. And I'll further award costs in the amount of $575 to be paid to the county at the conclusion of this hearing.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ms. Espiat. This is the several names: Victor Nolasco, and Francisca Perez, it looks like. Always hard to tell when the property appraiser does this to the names, but Ms. Espiat, if you'll raise your right hand. This is, do you swear or affirm the testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, this is case number ENF 2024, 120305-01, and whenever you're ready.
My name is Maria Espea, and I have been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, Victor M. Lainez Nolasco and Francisca A. Perez Perez, are not present. This case concerns a property at 3464 Southeast Jefferson Street in Stuart, Florida, and Martin County, Florida. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owners are Victor M. Lainez Nolasco and Francisca A. Perez Perez. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1. On January 13, 2025, I inspected the property due to a complaint received for an unpermitted structure in the back of the property. While on site, I observed a new fence on one side of the property, trash, and I could see the structure's roof located behind the fence. I left a door tag for contact from the owner so I could gain access to the rear of the property to get a better visual of the structure. The photographs accurately show what I saw then and are marked as County's Exhibits 2 to 5. 2 is a front view. I'll zoom in. This is the trash in the front. Moving forward, you'll see the difference between the new fence and the older fence. Number 3, this is the structure that used to be in the back in 2024. Exhibit 4 shows the new structure that appeared in 2025. And number 5 is a street view from 2024, what the fence used to look like. Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to the owners on January 23rd, 2025, marked as County's Exhibit 6. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violation: Section 67.201B, nuisance declared trash, etc., General Ordinances, Martin County Code. Section 105.1, permits when required, incorporated by Section 21.1, General Ordinances, Martin County Code. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until February 22nd, 2025 to correct the violation and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. I went back to the property on March 12, 2025 to make contact with the owner. I left a door tag once again. This inspection is marked as County's Exhibits 7 and 8. 7 is a door tag where I asked them to please call me. 8 is just a street view, and if I zoom in, and there was better lighting, you could see that the wood is new. Shortly after leaving the door tag, the owner called me and stated I could meet his wife on the property, but it could only be very early in the morning. Therefore, I went back to the property on March 18, 2025, and was granted access to the backyard where I seen the unpermitted shed. I explained to the owners that the trash had to be removed, and they needed a fence permit and also a permit for the shed, or they could remove the shed. The photo of the shed is marked as County's Exhibit 9. It was very dark, very early in the morning, but this is what you saw in the aerial. Compliance was not achieved, and a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on April 9th, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit Number 10. I spoke to the owner on May 8th again, May 8th, 2025, and he asked for additional time because he was planning on removing the unpermitted shed and would apply for a fence permit. On June 12, 2025, I went to check if the structure was still on the property, and it was. This photo is marked as County's Exhibits 11 and 12. 11, if I zoom in, you could see the roof is still there,
Okay?
right here. 12 is another view, and you could still see that the fence and the trash remains. Therefore, I amended the notice of violation for the hearing in July. It was mailed by certified mail and regular mail. The amended notice of hearing is marked as County's Exhibit 13. The return receipt was not returned, so on June 24, 2025, I posted the property and the admin building for Martin County. The affidavit of posting is marked as County's Exhibit 14. I went to the property again on July 15, 2025, and saw that the cited violation had not been corrected. At that time, I photographed the property. The photograph accurately shows what I saw then, and this is marked as Counties 15 through 18. 18 is the permit history. 15, you could still see the new fence, the trash still here. 16, a closer view of the new fence and the structure in the back. 17, the trash. And 18, there has been no permit since 2018. I request that all of the county's exhibits be received into evidence based upon the testimony and evidence. I request that the owners comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by August 29, 2025, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 per violation per day. The county has incurred a cost in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation and requests that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusions of today's hearing.
Okay, anybody here on behalf of Victor Lanez Nolasco or Francisca Perez? Looking out, seeing no one. Without objection, I'll accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 18 in this case. Based upon that evidence and your testimony, I'll find that violations as charged do exist on the property and order compliance on or before August 29th, 2025, failing which a fine in the amount of $100 per day will accrue. And I'll further award costs in the amount of $575 to be paid to the county at the conclusion of this hearing. It's so ordered. And next case, also yours, is INNW LLC. It's case number ENF 2025-030-577. And whenever you're ready.
My name is Maria Espria, and I have been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, INNW LLC, is not present. This case concerns a property at 2971 Southeast Fairmont Street in Martin County, Florida. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owner is INNW LLC. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1. On March 6, 2025, I inspected the property. At that time, I observed a damaged fence and trash. At that time, I photographed the property. The photographs accurately show what I saw then and are marked as County's Exhibits 2 through 5. 2, you could see trash here, and I'll zoom in so you can see the side of the fence that is damaged right here.
What, are the boards missing, or?
It's missing a big gap towards the back area right here, and the ones that are here towards the end, they are all over the place, pretty much. And then there's the trash in the front.
Okay.
3 is just a front view showing you that the address I was at. And 4 shows a screenshot of a street view of what it used to look like when it was completed all the way down and not missing. Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to INNW LLC on March 19, 2025, marked as County's Exhibit Number 5. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violation. Section 67.201B, nuisance declared trash, etc., General Ordinances, Martin County Code. Section 21.99, accessory structures, General Ordinances, Martin County Code. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until April 18, 2025 to correct the violation and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. Compliance was not achieved, and a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail and regular mail on June 16, 2025, and that is marked as County's Exhibit 6. The return receipt was not received, therefore, on June 24, 2025, I posted the property and the Martin County Admin Building. The affidavit of posting is marked as County's Exhibit Number 7. No call or letter from the property owner was received within the time allowed. Therefore, I went back to the property on July 15, 2025, and saw that the cited violation had not been corrected. At that time, I photographed the property. The photograph accurately shows what I saw then and is marked as County's Exhibit 8, and 9 is a permit history. 8 shows that the trash remains, and you could also see the fence is damaged and missing a section. And 9, permit history, shows, I believe it's 2005 was the last permit. I request that all of the county's exhibits be received into evidence. Based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by August 29th, 2025. If not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 per violation per day for every day that violations continue thereafter. The county has incurred a cost in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation and requests that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing.
Okay, anybody here on behalf of INNW LLC? Looking out, seeing no one, without objection, I'll accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 9 in this case. Based upon that evidence and your testimony, I'll find that violations as charged do exist on the property in order compliance on or before August 29th, 2025, failing which a fine in the amount of $100 per violation per day will accrue, and a further award costs in the amount of $575 to be paid to the county at the conclusion of this hearing. All right, let's see. The Decker case. James Decker is up next. All right, this is case number ENF 2025-050614. The respondent is James Decker. And Ms. Espiat, whenever you're ready.
My name is Maria Espaillat, and I have been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, James Decker, is not present. This case concerns a property at 3267 Southeast Birch Avenue in Stuart, Florida, in Martin County, Florida. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owner is James Decker. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1. On May 13, 2025, I inspected the property. At that time, I observed vehicles, an RV, trailers, all on county right-of-way, trash, and a damaged fence. At that time, I photographed the property. The photograph accurately shows what I saw then, and they are marked as County's Exhibits 2 through 6. 2 shows the damaged fence. You could see some of the trash from a distance. 3 is a different view, and you could see all the items located on county right-of-way. 4,
I'm sorry. Go back to that exhibit 3, I guess it was. Explain to me.
so exhibit number 6, I haven't gotten to it yet, but exhibit number 6 does show you the GIS. So basically, what's in red is his property. The entrance that we're taking the picture from here, looking in, all these items are on county right-of-way.
Okay.
So I'll go back to 3.
So is it like a street end or something that, and he's got it fenced and gated?
He has fenced and gated it,
The county right of way?
yes.
Wow, okay.
Number 4 is just a different angle. Number 5 is just additional pictures. And number 6 is where it shows you that this is all county right-of-way. His driveway is this small piece that's right in front of his attached garage. And then next door is a different property. Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to the owner on May 15, 2025, marked as County's Exhibit 7. In the notice of violation, I cited the following Martin County Code violations: Section 21.99, Accessory Structures General Ordinances, Martin County Code; Section 91.33, Abandoned in the Right-of-Way, General Ordinances, Martin County Code; and Section 67.201B, Nuisance Declared Trash, etc., General Ordinances, Martin County Code. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until June 13, 2025 to correct the violation and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. On May 16, 2025, I re-inspected the property to try to make contact with the owner. I was able to speak with the owner and he agreed to clean up the trash. However, he stated he would not address the fence violation and stated that the vehicles on the right-of-way weren't his. The photos taken during this inspection are marked as County's Exhibits 8 through 18. These are all on right-of-way. 9, more items on the right-of-way. 10, 11, 12. Here you can see the trash. This is his driveway, actually, right here. And there's some high grass right here in the back. 13, a different angle of the right-of-way. 14, more additional pictures. 15. So this structure that's here is his attached garage where he would park in front of it, and these are just items sitting there.
Are they on his property?
Moving forward, it gets a little complex, but you'll understand in a minute.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to go in the order so I don't get out of order here. This is right in front of his attached garage, all the trash, grass in the back, patches of grass here. And 18 is just me taking a few steps back so you could see more of it. Since the owner was not willing to correct all of the violations, a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail and regular mail on May 22nd, 2025, marked as County's Exhibit Number 19, and that was for the June hearing at that time. That same day, I posted the property and the Martin County Admin Building. The affidavit of posting is marked as County's Exhibit 20. While posting the property, I tagged all the vehicles for towing since the owner stated that they didn't belong to him. I also took additional violation photos in their County's Exhibits 21 to 24. 21 is the trash right at the end of his driveway. 22, trash, grass, more trash on this side. 23 is just a step back from that photo, and you can see I posted it on here. 24, just a different angle. After doing further research, I amended the notice of violation adding section 105.1 for both the new fence the owner admitted to placing on the property and the attached garage remodel, both done without a permit. In addition, I added violations for high grass, 67.201A, and section 3.201.C.2.1 for commercial vehicles. Going back to County's Exhibits 11, it shows a commercial vehicle. County's Exhibit 16, going back to that one, it shows a fence without a permit and areas of high grass. Now, County's Exhibits 24 shows the garage, how it has French doors, and they were unpermitted. County's Exhibit 25 shows what it used to look like before the French doors. County's Exhibit 26 is the permit history. It only shows a single-family residence. I amended the notice of violation, and that is marked as County's Exhibit Number 27. And the amended notice to appear is County's Exhibit Number 28. The amended notice of violation gave the owner until July 3rd, 2025 to correct the violation, and the amended notice of hearing was for today's hearing. Both the amended notice of violation and the amended notice of hearing were handed to the owner at the Martin County Admin Building in the lobby at the June 18, 2025 hearing. The affidavit of hand delivery is County's Exhibit Number 29. After further research, I removed the new fence violation. The new fence is actually located on the parcel next door. I also removed the damaged fence violation because the fence was located on county right-of-way, and the commercial vehicles, cars, and RVs as well, because it was all on county right-of-way, since Public Works now has a case for this. Therefore, I went back to the property on July 15, 2025, and saw that the cited violation had not been corrected. I also checked the permit status, and it shows no permits have been applied for. The inspection is marked as County's Exhibits 30 through 33. 30 is high grass. This is in the front, so this is the entrance you were seeing. 31 Shows the grass has grown a lot more. The trash still exists in front of there. 32, a different angle, more trash, high grass. And 33, another angle of the side of his property. The permit history, I do have a printout of it, and it's the same as the one you saw earlier, just a single-family residence. I request that all of the county's exhibits be received into evidence. Based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by August 29, 2025, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 per violation per day for every day the violations continue thereafter. The county has incurred a cost in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation, and request that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing.
Okay, I'm just looking to see what we're left with as far as the abandoned vehicles. Basically, you're not going to charge that, you're dismissing that.
Correct, because that is all located on county right-of-way, and Public Works now has a
I'll
case.
just remove them.
Correct.
Okay. All right, so that's done. So we've got 67-201A, 201B, and 105.1 Florida Building Code. And that's it, right? The commercial equipment, again, that was on the public right-of-way,
Correct.
and that can be dealt with differently.
Yes.
All right. Okay, all right. All right, anybody here on behalf of James Decker? Seeing no one, without objection, I'll accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 33. Based upon that evidence and your testimony, I'll find that violations remaining, 67-201A, 201B, and 105.1, still remain on the property. Order compliance on or before August 29th, 2025, failing which a fine in the amount of $100 per violation per day will accrue, and a further award cost in the amount of $575 to be paid to the county at the conclusion of this hearing. So I guess I don't understand exactly. Looks like he's is it an office that he's used? Can you tell or no?
I can't tell what's inside, but it was a attached garage, according to the plans.
Okay. And
When
so
they built the
now
home.
It's just got doors rather than the roll-up garage door.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well. All right. Let's see. The next one is the Cassidy case. It's case number 2025-050-948-01. Sean T. Cassidy and Mark L. Cassidy III. And again, whenever you're ready.
My name is Maria Espea, and I have been sworn in. I'm a code compliance investigator for Martin County. This case is a repeat violation case. The respondent, Sean T. Cassidy, and Mark L. Cassidy III are not present. This case concerns the property at 3240 Southeast Dominica Terrace in Stuart, Florida, in Martin County, Florida. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. According to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owners are Sean T. Cassidy and Mark L. Cassidy III. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1. This property was previously brought before the Martin County Code Enforcement Magistrate on August 12, 2020. A stipulation agreement was signed, and the owners agreed to correct the violations. The violations were Section 67.201B, nuisance declared trash, etc., General Ordinances, Martin County Code, and Section 91.33, abandoned in the right-of-way, General Ordinances, Martin County Code, Section 3, 3.420M1 Industrial District Land Development Regulations, Martin County Code, on or before December 31st, 2020. On December 31st, 2020, an inspection was conducted and all violations were corrected. A copy of the original order from 2020 and the affidavit of compliance are marked as county's Exhibits 2 and 3.
Okay.
On June 12, 2025, I inspected the property. At that time, I observed that the property again had trash and debris, materials for the operation of the business were being stored outside, and vehicles were being stored on county right-of-way. At that time, I photographed the property. The photographs accurately show what I saw then, and are marked as county's Exhibits 4 through 9. 4, you could see their fencing is down. You could see all the items used to operate their business. 5 is a different angle. These are items on county right-of-way. 6 is the other entrance to the business. It's open, you could see everything that's there. 7, just another angle that you could see straight down. 8, the vehicles on county right-of-way. And 9. Based upon the investigation and the previous case of the property, I used a repeat notice of violation and issued one to Sean T. Cassidy and Mark L. Cassidy III on June 18th, 2025, marked as County's Exhibit 10. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violations as repeats. Section 67.201B, nuisance declared trash, etc., General Ordinances, Martin County Code. Section 91.33, abandoned in the right-of-way, General Ordinances, Martin County Code. And Section 3.420 M1, Industrial District Land Development Regulations, Martin County Code. In the notice of repeat violation, the respondent was informed to comply with all the violations immediately, and also informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. A notice of repeat hearing was issued by certified mail on June 18, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit Number 11. The return receipt was not received, so on June 24, 2025, I posted the property in the Martin County Admin Building. The affidavit of posting is marked as County's Exhibit Number 12. Due to clerical error, I amended both the repeat notice of violation and the repeat notice to appear on July 8th, 2025, and hand-delivered both the same day. The amended repeat notice of violation and amended repeat notice to appear and the affidavit of hand delivery are Exhibits 13 through 15. 13 is the amended repeat notice of violation. 14 is the amended repeat notice of hearing, and 15 was the hand delivery.
Okay, tell me, what was the clerical error?
It said, it said Martin County ordinance next to one of the sections, and it's actually a land development regulation.
Okay. So it was a citation.
The M1 Industrial District violation, Your Honor, is in the LDR, not the general ordinances.
Yes, okay. All right, so we're going with the July 8th date, basically.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
On July 15, 2025, I re-inspected the property and found that all the violations on the property had been placed into compliance. At that time, I photographed the property. The photograph accurately shows what I saw then and is marked as County's Exhibits 16, 17, and 18. 16 shows all the screening has been placed up, all the items off the county right-of-way. 17 is a different angle, and here's screening as well. And 18 is just a little bit further back. I requested that all of the county's exhibits be received into evidence. Based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondents, Sean T. Cassidy and Mark L. Cassidy III, be found as repeat violators and be ordered to pay $250 per day per violation for the 33 days that the repeat violations existed on the property. The total amount due for the violations is $24,750. And also, the county has incurred a cost in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation and requested the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing.
Okay, let me just ask you, it looks like you had to send your notice back out on the 8th, and that's only 8 days, not 33. That's when you charged them, basically. And I know you may have first observed it in June.
Well, that would only be for the one LDR. You could calculate that way running, but the other two are general ordinances and were properly cited 33 days prior.
And also, in between, from the 8th till the day before hearing, I did a very large amount of inspections also in between. I don't know if you
Okay,
want to pull that.
but I mean, basically, your testimony is that they were in compliance on the 15th. Were they in compliance prior to that?
No, they were not.
Okay. All right, so I think it gets really messy if you try and go back to, I know the statute. I know 162 says when it's first observed by the code officer. I just,
And it was observed on that date, and it was properly cited for those two violations.
yeah, I don't know that that's the calculation you want to use. I think I'm going to stick with my ruling and say it's 8 days at $500 a day.
Well, it's $250 a violation, right?
$250 per
$250 is
violation.
$750 a day.
No, it's $500 a day because it's a repeat violation.
Let me look
Capped
the
at
order.
500?
Amended.
Yeah, that's the statute. So, I mean, so that's $4,000. Plus costs, right?
Correct.
All right. Let me look at your draft order. And I understand what you're testifying to as far as you made your inspection on that date, the 12th, but I think they didn't get notice until, actually correct notice until the later time, so. I'm going to say that all right. And it actually was continuing until the 15th, July 15th, right?
Correct.
Okay, not the 16th, so. All right, so without anybody here on behalf of the Cassidys, seeing no one, without objection, I'll accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 18. Based upon that evidence and your testimony, I'm going to find that a repeat violation existed on the property, and it actually did exist from June 12th, 2025 through July 15th, 2025, but notwithstanding that, notice was given properly on the 8th of July, and therefore I'm going to fine the Cassidys for the 8 days of violation that were properly cited, That's at $500 per day, which is the repeat violation fine for 8 days at a total of $4,000 plus $575 in costs to be paid to the county at the conclusion of this hearing. And I will amend this to say all of that. You have to look at that. I'll look at that after the hearing, but that's basically my ruling in the case, so. Okay. All right, Ms. Bush, you're next. And looks like I don't have an order for the, okay, the Cronin case has been removed, so that leaves us with the North River Shore LLC case, and it's case ENF 2025-020106. And the respondent is North River Shore LLC. And Ms. Bush, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear or affirm the testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
My name is Tamika Bush, and I have been sworn in. I am a code compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent has entered into a stipulation of agreement. The respondent, North River Shore LLC, is not present. This case concerns the property at 869 North River Shores Boulevard in Stuart, Florida, 34994 in Martin County, Florida. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. And according to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owner is North River Shore LLC. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1.
Okay.
On February 4th, 2025, I inspected the property, and at that time, I observed installation of a staircase prior to permitting. At that time, I photographed the property. The photographs accurately shows what I saw then, and is marked as County's Exhibits 2 through 4. Exhibit 2 showing the property, and this is the staircase from the roadway. Exhibit 3 being the same. And Exhibit 4 being a closer view of the staircase that was installed. Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to North River Shore LLC, which is marked as County's Exhibit 5. And in the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violation: Sections 105.1 FBC, permits when required, incorporated by Sections 21.1 General Ordinances of Martin County.
Okay.
In the notice of violation, the respondents was given until May 15, 2025 to correct the violation and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. Compliance was not achieved, and a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on June 3, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 6.
Got it?
The return receipt was not received, and the property and county administration was posted on July 1st, 2025, and it's marked as County's Exhibits 7 and 8. This is the posting at the apartment property, well, the apartment door of the property, and the affidavit of the posting.
Okay.
And Exhibit 9 being a permit screenshot showing the permit is in process for the staircase. On July 10th, 2025, Robert Ham of North River Shores LLC entered into a stipulation of agreement and final order to comply with said violations by October 31st, 2025, or a fine of $100 per day be assessed until compliance is achieved. The administrative cost of $350 has been paid, and I am requesting that all of the county's exhibits be received into evidence.
All right. Okay, so we've got the stipulation and agreed final order in front of us. It's, so by October,
The original stipulation is overnighted to us, so we'll get you back the original for signature.
all right, so the one I have in front of me is not.
It's not the original. He FedExed it to us. He's out of state.
Okay. All right, let me just read through it. It's 10/31, 25. Okay, so without objection, I'll accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 9 in this case. And based upon that evidence and the stipulation, find that it is appropriate to enter an agreed order requiring compliance by October 31st, 2025, failing which fine in the amount of $100 a day would accrue. And note for the record that administrative costs, stipulated administrative costs in the amount of $350 have been paid to the county. And the copy I have shows that Richard Heim has signed on behalf of North River Shores LLC, and we're awaiting the original, which I will execute the agreed order when I get the original. Okay, and don't forget, you need to also sign on behalf of the county, because this copy doesn't have that. Okay, all right. Good, okay, we've got one more case, and that's the Wallace case. It's case ENF 2025-020426-01. Respondent is Stephen F. Wallace. And that's also your case whenever you're ready.
My name is Tamika Bush, and I have been sworn in. I am a co-compliance investigator for Martin County. The respondent, Stephen F. Wallace, is not present. This case concerns the property at 2308 Northeast Center Circle in Jensen Beach, Florida, 34957 in Martin County, Florida. This case was not generated from an anonymous complaint. And according to the official records of the property appraiser of Martin County, the property owner is Stephen F. Wallace. A copy of the property appraiser's record of ownership is County's Exhibit 1.
Okay.
On February 17, 2025, I inspected the property, and at that time, I observed overgrown grass, high weeds, inoperable vehicles, and trailer. At that time, I photographed the property. The photograph accurately shows what I saw then and is marked as County's Exhibits 2 through 5. Exhibit 2, this is the boat trailer and some of the high grass. Exhibit 3, a lot more of the high grass in certain areas. Exhibit 4, also showing the high grass. And Exhibit 5. Based upon the investigation, I issued a notice of violation to Stephen F. Wallace on April 4th, 2025, marked as County's Exhibit 6. In the notice, I cited the following Martin County Code violation: Section 67.201A, nuisance declared weeds undergrowth, general ordinances of Martin County Code. Section 91.34.A, generally inoperable vehicles, general ordinances of Martin County Code. In the notice of violation, the respondent was given until May 5th, 2025 to correct the violation and was informed of the need to contact Martin County Code Enforcement upon doing so. Compliance was not achieved, and a notice of hearing was issued by certified mail on June 24th, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibit 7. The return receipt was not received, therefore I posted the property in the Martin County Administration on July 1st, 2025, and is marked as County's Exhibits 8 and 9. Here it shows Exhibit 6, but it should be Exhibits 8 and 9. The exhibits preceding are, I believe, are not in the exhibit order, so I'll cite them as they are.
Okay.
Exhibit 6 being the posting, well,
No, it's really 8.
8.
And then the next one, your affidavit would be 9, and and the following photo is going to be 10. They're one off.
So there'll be 10, the photos will be 10 through 14.
Okay.
They have been corrected.
All right. As long as have an accurate count.
Yes, sir. No call or letter from the property owner was received within the time allotted. Therefore, I went to the property again on July 15, 2025, and saw that the cited violations had not been corrected. At that time, I photographed the property. The photographs accurately shows what I saw then, and it's marked as county's exhibits 10 through 14. This would be Exhibit 10.
And what am I looking at there?
This is the vehicle with the flat tire.
Okay, but that wasn't, you didn't mention that before.
No, I said vehicles and trailers, so initially it was the trailer,
That's 2.
and I didn't have, yes, sir.
No, I
Oops,
didn't.
sorry, I went to-
Whoop, you're one case off. There you go. I didn't, what's wrong with the trailer?
The trailer tires are flat too. I have other photos that will show it more closely, but these tires were
Oh,
flat.
I just couldn't see it. Your testimony is fine, but,
Yes, sir.
okay. All right, so we were there, and,
10,
yeah, 11.
Exhibit 11, showing the overgrowth, and I'll get closer. This is also more of the overgrowth that existed.
Yeah.
Exhibit 12 and Exhibit 13. Let's see if we
Okay.
can see it here. Without me going onto the property, it's kind of hard to see, but the tires on here as well as the vehicle are both flat. It is my testimony.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, you could have gone onto the driveway, but. Okay, 13. And is there one more? That's actually 14.
That's it.
That's it, okay. So 1 through 14. Okay.
I request that all the county's exhibits be received into evidence, and based upon the testimony and evidence, I request that the respondent, Stephen F. Wallace, be ordered to comply with the cited provisions of the Martin County Code by August 29, 2025, and if not in compliance by then, be required to pay a fine in the amount of $100 for every day the violation continues thereafter. The county has incurred a cost in the amount of $575 conducting this investigation, and requests that the county be reimbursed this amount at the conclusion of today's hearing.
Okay, anybody here on behalf of Stephen Wallace? Looking out, seeing no one, without objection, I'll accept into evidence the county's exhibits 1 through 14 in this case. Based upon that evidence, I'll find that violations as charged do exist on the property and order compliance on or before August 29th, 2025, failing which a fine in the amount of $100 per violation per day will accrue. And I'll further award costs in the amount of $575 to be paid to the county at the conclusion of this hearing.
Thank you, Special Magistrate.
All right, thank you. Okay, and I know that there were a set of minutes produced for the June hearing, but I have not reviewed them sufficiently. But I will do so certainly by the time we have our next hearing. So I do have them in front of me, but I'll check them and go from there. All right, anything else to come before us?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good. Then in that case, we stand adjourned.